Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Veronica. For today's video, we're going to be going over all things Scentsy as a previous consultant and also as a customer. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're aware of all future videos. Okay guys, that was a mouthful. But before we get into that, are you guys liking this little setup over here? I've had these lights and I didn't know how to go about it for the video, and I'm like, you know what, it's really gloomy outside, so let's test it out. And I'm really feeling it. I love the added color. I've been seeing it a lot recently in videos, so I thought I would add that in. Anyways, let's get right into it. You guys, I have notes here because I feel like I will be all over the place because there's so many things I want to talk about, and there's a lot of things that happened previously that I never really spoke on. Like, I never did a video going over how I was feeling, right? So if you know me, I became a consultant in 2020. So that was October 2020, during the pandemic. We weren't able to order anything from Bath & Body Works, and that was my go-to place. And I completely forgot about Scentsy, and then I remembered my mom used to buy it before there was like a party in my mom's house. Some girl was selling Scentsy, and then I remembered. And because it was COVID, I could order Scentsy, and that's kind of how I fell back into it. And then it was the whole like discounts and everything, so I decided to join. Fast forward to February of 2023, I decided to completely let go of everything because, first off, I am not going to be making a living off of Scentsy. There's absolutely no way. It is an MLM. We already know what MLMs do. They are very deceiving, and they will change the model of how they run their business whenever they want to, because even the top people, you can say it's your business and all that, and it's your livelihood, which it is, but you have zero control. For me, I want to have control over everything that I do in my life, and trying to even make Scentsy a thing was never going to happen. And I feel like it would be a lot harder for anyone who's in Canada to really get to that like top like superstar director mode, right? Because it started in the States and then it followed along into Canada afterwards, right? So most of the higher ups are in the States. So there's that. So in February 2023, I just decided to say, fuck it, I'm done with it. But it was also because I was not getting the bakery that I was looking for. And I'm like, you know what? Let me start my own business. So I started it. Obviously, you guys know I'm the owner of Melting Memories. Of course, I'm going to throw that in here, okay? And that was one of the main reasons I left, was because of them not offering enough bakery, and then also knowing that there were so many Canadians that were ordering from vendors in the States because of like wanting all the bakery and stuff, but then they were paying hefty fees for having to order and like customs and all that stuff. So that was the main reason I decided to quit and to get into starting my own company. So the first thing they did as myself being a customer was the 6-bar bundle. So even though they didn't get rid of the buy 5 get 1 free, it was still available, but you had to do it through your consultant. And for me, what is the point of that? You know, what if it's 2 in the morning and I felt like ordering something? I wanted to do things at my leisure. And I feel like that doesn't really give the customer the option to do that. Now you have to bother your consultant. What if you signed up under a consultant, or you know, you're not comfortable talking to, and now you're gonna have to pay the full price for all 6 bars because you're not gonna approach them. You know what I mean? So that was the first thing they did that I didn't like. So now going into today, they've decided to change the Scentsy catalog. The Scentsy catalog is no longer a seasonal thing. It is now a yearly thing. I am not happy with any of the scents that they have in the catalog, minus Amazon Rain. That's like my favorite one. That's the one I'll definitely repurchase. So I don't know. I'm just not feeling like the options that they have. But that's just me personally, right? So because of the catalog being the way that it is now, and the scents not being anything I'm really interested in, if there's anything that I want to order, now I've started just placing orders through clubs. So I can just do a one and done club, and then like that, I'll get 10% off once I hit $40, and then I even get a half off of an item once I hit $80. So going forward, I'm not really interested in opening up any parties. Number one, our warmers are just so much more expensive. So if you guys are complaining about your stuff being a lot higher now, we've been dealing with that for the longest time, and now it's even worse. So going forward, I'm just going to be doing one and done clubs, and that's it. There's a warmer that's like $80, and for us it's like 120 or something. It's absolutely astronomical. The prices are they're just so insane, but I understand they have to make costs higher because they need to stay afloat, right? What I'm gathering from everything that's happening is that Scentsy is struggling. They are struggling because why now are they saying that they're going to do less flash sales, and they want to charge prices more at like full costs and stuff? And I think that's personally because they're not making enough revenue anymore. Okay, so now getting into the actual scents that Scentsy is coming out with, right? So we've seen some of the things that they've launched currently, and they are boring as fuck. So what I think happened when they did this whole Volt thing last year was that, okay, look, we're not going to be doing any more of these fun waxes anymore, these fun blends anymore. We're going to be bringing you the most basic beige mom type of scents, and we're going to open up the vault so you guys can just add everything into your club. Number one, because we need the money, so we're going to put in about 200 different scents that you can choose from. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is that we're just not going to be offering those types of scents anymore. We're just not, because you can clearly see that the names of the scents, the descriptions of the scents has become a little bit more like vendor-like. I'm seeing a lot of vendor traits in their products, but also I've been seeing a lot less bakery. A lot less bakery. So I actually have two clamshells here that I want to show you guys, and one is a newer one and one is the older type of a clamshell. So we have here the Arctic Kiss, and you have all the beautiful designs in here, right? And then you have this one. Just look at the two. Look at the two. For me, when I think of Scentsy, I think of when my mom bought Scentsy. I think of when I joined Scentsy. I think of when most people join Scentsy, right? You joined because Scentsy was fun and vibrant and had fun blends, and just like even like the images, like they just stood out. They were bright. I wish I still had the Bora Bora Blossom one. That one was really, really bright and vivid purple. Looked beautiful. But even so, you have the beautiful designs, right? And for me, it just caught my attention, right? It's just fun, and like, I don't know, like even like the catalogs, they were bright and they really like lured you in. Like, it made me want to buy Scentsy. Like, let's be honest here. When things look pretty, when they grab your attention, when you have things that are colorful, they attract people. Think of it, this is off topic, but not really off topic, but think of McDonald's, right? They have that bright yellow color. Yellow makes people happy, so it brings people in. So if you notice that with a lot of these fast food places, Burger King, they all have bright colors that make you happy, so it sucks you in, and you're like, you're gonna go, and then you're gonna have a, you know, well, I guess you're gonna enjoy the food and stuff, right? So it's a whole marketing thing that people do where they use like these bright colors to, you know, suck you in. And for me, seeing like the bright colors and the catalogs and everything, it's so like, it's just eye-catching, and it, you know, it gets you to buy product. But it's not even just the color and the way it looks, but it's the blends. They were so much fun. And now, like, I just look at this and I just think of sad beige mom, and I think of fun, I don't know, outgoing, I don't know, energy basically with this. And what was the other thing? Oh yes, and then the other thing is, okay, yes, thank you so much for listening to everyone and putting the scent notes on here. Okay, you could have still done that with this. You could have like made a little bit of space. You could have gotten rid of this stupid butterfly, because you don't need this butterfly. Okay, you could have taken out hold on, I'm trying to make it there. You could have taken out that butterfly and you could have literally put the scent notes right here along with the name. What was so hard about like doing that transition? Look how tiny it is. You're telling me you couldn't make space on here and then just leave that? But again, I get it. They're trying to change. They are changing their entire brand. And obviously the last thing is the whole bakery category, which I'm a huge Gourmand lover. I love anything that is Gourmand bakery heavy, and I just don't see that with Scentsy. But let's get into the collections they've recently launched, okay? I'm gonna just read to you some of the stuff here. We have the Inspire collection, lemongrass lavender, amber lavender lemongrass. Okay, so you basically took the scent description and just made it into a name, into the name. Boring. White tea and cedar, cedar, white tea, and orris. Cypress and citron, cypress, citron, petitgrain. Then we have the classic collection, blushing blooms and silk, lemon zest, musk, peony. Then we got cotton blossom and cedar, cotton, cedar, and citrus breeze. Then we have ambered oak and suede, pear, musk, and oakwood. Then we have the Valentine's collection, bergamot and tuberose, bushels of white florals, bright bergamot, cashmere scarf. That's the most descriptive I've seen for Scentsy, and we know we're used to Scentsy's descriptions being a little bit longer and having some kind of description to them, right? Then you have champagne and grapefruit, fresh squeezed grapefruit, a delightfully fizzy sip of champagne, hint of light florals, and then the last one is plum and vanilla orchid, dark rich plums, sweet vanilla blooms, and wild berry jam. What do they all have in common? They are boring as fuck. I have not been interested in any of these launches. I don't know if it's just me. You can let me know down below, but I don't care for any of these. And it's great because that means I'm not ordering any of it. I'm not adding anything to my club. Everything right now that I'm seeing, it's floral. It's very floral heavy for me, and I just don't care. I don't care to even be interested to try it and see if I like it. If the description does not appeal to me, I am not getting any of this. But these collections have been horrendous. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get into now what happened recently this week. This has been the talk of the town. The PR packages. Okay, so here's the thing. These influencers who are receiving these PR packages, they are not at fault for any of this, okay? They're just doing, you know, their job. They're being sent product and they're showing it just like anyone would. Now, where I think Scentsy has gone wrong is they have not done their due diligence, because I've looked at some of these videos, okay? And there are barely any comments. There are no comments in regards to being curious about the product, right? Number one, you're sending it to influencers who are not aware of what Scentsy is, right? You're literally just, bam, here's $300 worth of product. Just post it for your viewers. And it seems like most of them are Disney content creators, right? But the thing is, their audience is not interested in products that they're not familiar with, and they're not commenting that they're even interested in it. So that's the first thing where they fucked up on, is sending it to influencers who are not getting any kind of feedback from their viewers, okay? They're barely even getting any hits on it. Yes, there are ones that have like, you know, 100,000 followers or whatever, but there's a lot of content creators, if you notice, that they have these higher followers, but the problem is their audience is not actually engaged with their videos, right? Some people will do like a giveaway video, and when you do a giveaway video, you have people who are going to comment and enter to, you know, to enter the giveaway. But the problem is they're not following your page because of just a giveaway, not because they're actually interested in the content that you post. And that's the whole point of social media, is you want followers that are going to be interested in the content you post, not to follow you because they just want a free product from a giveaway. So that's where people are like, you know, the more followers is not the better, you know? For myself, an example is I really don't care to have such a huge following. I want people who are genuinely interested in what I am promoting and what I am talking about. Because what's the point of having, it's essentially called a ghost follower. They don't exist. They're just there as a number to be a follower and to make it look like you have a huge following. So that's the first thing they fucked up on. Now, what I think Scentsy should have done was, instead of giving these products to these influencers who are clearly getting no feedback, they should have looked at people who actually put in their money into Scentsy, okay? We are a community. We are a wax community. We are friends with each other. We support each other on here. Okay, so let's take it back to when I was a consultant, because this will tie into this conversation. I would spend so much with, you know, I had to keep my website open, and then buying like testers and all that stuff and catalogs, and then buying product every month. Okay, so because I had my YouTube videos and all that, I wanted to be able to share my feedback and my opinions, because I really didn't hold back. Like, if I didn't like something, I would tell you I didn't like it, and if I loved it, I would tell you I loved it. I was just, you know, I've always been a very open and honest person when it came to what I thought of, you know, the products. And there were a lot of people that would always buy the products every single month, so I felt like I kind of had to do that too. So the scent and warmer of the month, I would buy that almost every single month, even the warmers, okay? And by the end of that year, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm spending way too much. Like, what is wrong with me? And just for content on YouTube, where first off, I'm not making any goddamn money on YouTube. Like, I'm not. And I'm just spending money relentlessly. And what happens if nobody wants to buy the warmer that I just got just because I wanted to buy it to show it on in a video? You know, it just didn't make sense for me. So I was spending a lot of money. Every time a collection came out, I would buy it. Every time the Bring Back My Bars launched, you would buy that entire, I don't know how many cents is it, 25 or whatever the case was. I would buy those Bring Back My Bars. I had fun, okay? I had fun and I loved reviewing everything, but at what cost, you know? So now going into today, now I'm a customer, so I understand how it is being a consultant and being a consultant on YouTube, because when you're a consultant and you don't do YouTube videos, you don't need to buy all this stuff. You just watch the videos of the people who are buying the product. So it's like, well, I don't need to spend the money on it because this person's spending the money on it to do YouTube reviews, so it'll be better for me. So like that, I don't have to waste my money. So what I think what I think Scentsy should have done was they should have reached out to the people who actually put their money into Scentsy with YouTube videos. It's a little bit different when you're a consultant who doesn't do videos, because you're not promoting it in that sense. You might promote it in a different way, but I personally think, well, if you want content creators, then look for the content creators. You have people like Robin H, you have Elizabeth Quinn, you have Charity, you have Amy, who else does, then you had Alexis, you have April, you have Martha, oh my gosh, what other names are there? You have Stephanie. There's a bunch of people on YouTube who do these videos reviewing products and spending their hard-earned money when they don't really have to. They don't, but they're doing it and they're still supporting Scentsy, and they have their customer base, and those customers are now buying from Scentsy, not these influencers, you know? So even though we are a smaller community versus an influencer who has 100,000 followers, it's like, come on, like, those are the people who should be getting it, you know, because they are spending a lot of fucking money. Okay, now going into this whole $10 discount code, okay? So from what I've seen so far is that you now can either choose a consultant, or you don't even have to choose a consultant. You can straight up order on the website, okay? What I'm seeing also are these higher ups are promoting things like join Scentsy, be an influencer. Every single thing that I'm seeing right now is pointing to Scentsy removing the MLM model and going straight into an affiliate mode. $10 discount. Don't have to choose a consultant anymore. Like, those are the telltale signs that that's gonna happen. I 100% see it happening, because it has happened with a bunch of different MLMs lately. The latest one that is going to be changing, I'm almost 100% certain, is Young Living, because there was an email that was leaked out from them, apparently, that they're going to be changing their model into an affiliate model, and they were talking about it, and then they made one of the content creators like take it down and stuff like that. But I see it happening so much, and that's why I say that you have no control over these MLMs. They do whatever the fuck they want to. That's why you cannot put all your eggs in one basket, because you get screwed in the end. Especially if you're at the top and you rely on this as a source of income to provide for your family. It's absolutely sad, but at the same time, you have to also think like logically, and like come on, like, you have no control. You literally have no control, you know? But yeah, so that's the first thing, is I 100% see this going into an affiliate mode. Okay. Now, the second thing is that this whole $10 discount code, so yeah, you can use the $10 discount code without a consultant, but you can also use it with a consultant. The thing is, if you use it with a consultant, they're going to now get 10 PRV less, which absolutely sucks, because you want to support your consultant, you know? You don't want to use that $10 discount code and not support your consultant. But at the same time, in this economy, things are so expensive, and because Scentsy has made things so expensive, most people are going to want to use that $10 discount code. If it's going to save them $10, that's saving some costs on shipping. You know what I mean? But yeah, people are going to be inclined, because they're going to want to save money however they can, regardless of who their consultant is or not. And that's just the truth, right? I know most people want to be like, no, don't use the $10 discount code because you want to fully support your consultant because they do so much work. But at the same time, people are struggling. People are struggling. Look how many people have now dropped Scentsy, have now canceled the Scentsy club, you know? So it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. They're going to change this to an affiliate, and then there's no longer going to be this whole MLM thing. And honestly, I kind of think I prefer just seeing an affiliate mode, because then when it comes to being like MLM, when I was a consultant and I would tell people about like Scentsy, I felt so cringe, because it's like, oh, is that an MLM company? I'm like, yeah, girl, but I like the product, so I don't really care about that aspect of the company. Like, really and truly, I bought Scentsy because I love the products, not because of the MLM part of it. Although I hated that. I hated that because, you know, the people at the very top are making all their money because of their downline. Okay, that's just what it is. You know, Scentsy is just not the same. It will never be the same. It will never go back to what it was, because they're really just trying to profit off of, you know, the now generation by changing their packaging, changing the type of blends they do. And I mean, they're gonna do what they have to do to stay, you know, open for business. I don't think Scentsy will ever shut down. I really don't. I don't think they'll shut down, because people do buy their products. They do. Maybe they just don't buy it as often. But the thing is, Scentsy just has put such a damper on everything and left such a sour taste in so many people's mouths that they don't want to be a part of Scentsy anymore. So a lot of people are just canceling their clubs. They're choosing not to buy from Scentsy anymore. They're choosing not to support Scentsy anymore, right? So it's really sad, like, just seeing what everything's come to. And then I know there's been a lot of like negativity on like the lives and everything, and like how like Orville's like speaking and all that, and just not being a very nice human in general. So I actually had a friend of mine, she suggested that everyone kind of go off in the live. And you know what, every time I'm in a live, I'm that person that will keep on repeating the same thing over and over and over again, because yeah, like, we want answers, right? So she was suggesting for everyone to kind of flood the live about everything that's happening right now, so the Kool-Aid drinkers can see it, so that the owners can see it, because we're not going to be silenced. We're not. And I think that's the one thing about, you know, having the freedom of speech to say whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, there might be some consequences for some stuff. Some videos get taken down. I've seen that happen before, because they don't want you to speak your thoughts, right? So I think going forward, for myself as a customer, because I'm no longer a consultant, it hasn't affected me to the capacity that I need to cancel my club. I do have a club, and I processed it once last year. So I'm not really, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not spending that kind of money that other people have spent. So it hasn't really affected me in that sense. I only have 2 clubs. I think they're about like 220 each. And I don't really like process them often, like once a year. That's it. And I only have about 20 wax bars here that I'll probably finish soon. So I will still continue to buy Scentsy, but the thing is, the only wax bars I'm going to be using are in my club, because those are the fun, bright scents that I'm used to, right? The fun scents that I gravitate towards, that I love warming, right? Not the shit that they're coming out with now, which is absolutely trash for me. Oh God, there's definitely, it makes sense why they opened up the vault, because they knew what they were doing. They knew they weren't going to bring back any of these scents, and it's the only way we can keep them. And like that, we're forced to keep clubs, but look at that, a lot of people are not keeping their clubs. I think because I'm a vendor right now, I like to see what scents people are interested in, because I do like to duplicate Scentsy scents that are very well loved. And I think because of what's happening, I'm gonna end up doing that, honestly. Like, if there are scents that you absolutely love and you still want to continue to get, then I'm all open to bringing it to my store. So I have absolutely 0 issues with that. It'll probably cost me a lot of money to do it, but I'm all for it. So there's that. So yeah, it's kind of shitty, like, you know, everything they're coming out with is just boring as fuck. They're coming out with the St. Patrick's launch with rainbow sherbet, which, was that not in the vault? It was in the vault. So I'm very confused with that launch. The Mother's Day launch is happening soon. That's probably going to be boring as fuck too. And then you have, what is with the scent of the month? Apparently you have 3 scents, 3 warmers, and only 1 warmer and 1 scent's going to be discounted. What? And then the spring collection looks boring as fuck too. Like, I can't. Everything is just boring. The only thing I look forward to right now is getting my Scentsy Club, because those are the scents I really give a shit about. And then the Bring Back My Bar, which is happening apparently in April. And then possibly we'll see what their fall and winter launch is going to look like, because they said they're doing like a separate like insert of the catalog with fall and winter stuff, since they're keeping things more, I guess, year-round basis with what they've added into the catalog. You know, it's a sad time in Scentsy-land. It really is. It really is. And I'm just truly gonna miss the fun packaging. It actually makes me wonder if all the scents, the fun scents, are gonna have like these. I'm gonna assume that like things like Sweet Plum Pastry are gonna start looking like this. Even like some of the colors they changed the scents to are not like, why not just at least like keep the original color? They just muted everything. That's what it is. Everything is just muted. Oh my god. Everything's just so boring. Everything's so fucking boring. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here because I'll probably just keep going on a tangent and I don't know what else to say. I'm bored. I'm bored of everything and I'm sad about everything. I'm sad that, like, you know, this community is going to be changing a little bit because of, you know, so many people leaving Scentsy, right? I definitely say I will definitely miss little things about the community, because Scentsy is the reason that so many of us have come together. We've connected because of Scentsy, and I will forever be grateful for that. I've built so many great friendships, you know, have so many wax besties, you know, and if it wasn't for that, I would never have met some of you guys, right? So it's a little, it's sad. It's sad. It's very bittersweet. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to all my social media platforms, which I will link down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.